Hey, hey, hey. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing today? Dan's being awful quiet, trying to get organized. If you can't tell, we are set up a little bit different today. This is what happens when you have to travel for work and you still have a podcast to do.
Right. What's up, everybody? You can hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I hope everybody else can hear you too. Happy 4th of July weekend, right?
Day after.
Everybody, day after, exactly. Hey, Arthur, how are you? Yeah, day after 4th of July, we had a fantastic weekend up in
Cabot.
where did we go?
Cabot.
Cabot. I have a dog that I'm gonna have to get rid of apparently. Minnie, come here. Minnie.
Anyway, it was a great
Eh,
weekend, and we didn't have no dogs barking, but we had a lot of
Nope.
thunder and lightning and rain. So,
We sure
um,
did. We sure did.
yeah,
We hunkered down, severe storms and all.
yeah, a lot of people did. Nobody,
It was a
nobody,
little
nobody left.
wild. No, nobody left. It was pretty interesting because we get there Friday night and it was what, hot? So hot, drenching hot, like soaking wet from sweat. Next day, you're planning on it. So we did all the stuff, right? Kevin brought us what, 3 watermelons?
Yep.
We had all those watermelons to cut up. We brought cooling rags. We got fruit, we got pickles and pickle juice, all the stuff, planning for the heat. And then it just rained. It wasn't even hot. It was almost cold. I didn't even dress warm enough.
They
So
did an amazing job of getting the track every time. We had 3 rain
right.
delays, and a lot of volunteers come out and work. Kids were out working. We were out working. Um, there was a few crashes afterwards, but I mean, not as
Right.
many as you would think. So they got a beautiful track, and they just all come together and just rocked it out, man. It was good.
Right. So, hey, Amanda, Ollie, Kim, thank you guys for joining. Just a reminder that we do our gate drop giveaway a little bit different when we have a guest. So, the more comments there are, the more opportunity you have to win. So, make sure you are commenting and sharing on your platforms our podcast. We do
Yeah.
have a special guest today, y'all. Super excited, super excited. Um, Dan, you want to talk a little bit about our guests before I get going, or you want to just say that?
Oh, we got Mr. Brian Hutchinson with us. He's the founder of the Gave All Project. We did a Cargill Park puts on a race for Brian every year for his charity and everything. I think this was the fourth year of that. Um, Brian has gone through cancer 4 different times, and he is, I believe, 100% clear right now. So we're going to talk with him about that in a few minutes and what all his project and everything is and what he does. Um, it's not just for he, it's not for him.
Right.
It's for leukemia and for everything else, and for people who have cancer. So he's we need to get behind him. We got behind him. He's turned out to be a real good friend of ours. We support everything he does, and we try to help out as much as we can.
For
And
sure.
but Brian used to race BMX and everything, and he was going to run a lap with us and race, and he was chasing the grandbabies around on the strider, so he was pretty wore out from doing that. So it was fun watching him run around there. I think he lost a few pounds over there too, which he don't need to lose none. And
No, no,
he's a
no.
very patriotic guy. And like I said, he just gets behind, and he started this thing to help others because he had help on the way. But we're gonna let him talk about it and everything. But I'm so tickled to have him on. We was gonna have him a few weeks ago, and we had some family issues come up, and so we had to postpone it. And
Right.
but we got him tonight. So
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we are so excited for it for sure.
yes,
Before we kind of bring him on, maybe we want to do a quick shout out to our sponsors. What do you think?
it's storming here.
Is it? Well, it's
Yeah, I just heard it. So free up storage.
yes, 15% off. Use code BMX15 at checkout.
Evil Alloy.
Evil Alloy, 10% off using Rogue 10 off of $50 or more, $150 get you free shipping.
How about you, Amy Grips?
Amy Grips, the best grips around, been around forever. We love them.
We also have Carbone Cartel.
Carbone Cartel, which is our gate drop giveaway sponsor today. Get Rogue 15. We'll get you 15% off of anything they have.
And then we have me.
8-degree pedal.
The 8-degree rip for everybody. So
You don't have your thong on though. I'm just saying.
it's in your car. But anyway, that's our sponsors.
It's in my car. It is in my car. For real,
Yep.
It is. Yep. 8-degree pedal. Use Rogue 10 to get 10% off. Also, our swag supplier today, Look Adjust, gave me and Dan both a t-shirt. I stole Dan's hat because he didn't bring it with him. So guess who has to wear it? It looks good on me though. I'm just saying.
Don't make
Don't look at me like
excuses.
that. It's okay.
Don't make excuses.
Whatever. So
Make adjustments.
Make adjustments. Yes. No excuses. Make adjustments. 100%. Amanda Lewis wants to know where you're at, Dan.
I'm sitting in a hotel room, battling through a storm on the other side of Fort Worth, going towards Abilene.
Yep. Busy, busy, busy. Well, what do you think? Should we bring Brian on?
Yes.
Yes. Let's bring Brian on. Here we go. Hey,
Hit the button, man.
Brian. Hit the button. Oh, I know. I got to find the button.
What's up, Brian?
What's up?
How's it going, my man?
So you're out there in the storm. We just had a storm come through here too. So
Right?
Yeah. I think
We
the
had
Netherlands
some
had
pretty
one about an
nasty
hour
ones.
ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
seems like it's been storming everywhere.
I think it has.
Yeah.
I
So,
think it has. Well, we are super excited to have you, Brian.
I'm glad to
and-
be. I mean, this is exciting. I mean, I'm glad and thankful for what y'all do. Kind of spreading BMX around. And getting the word out. And, with some of these sponsors with Amy and grips and stuff. I mean, I remember using Amy grips, 30, 40 years ago. That was one of my favorite. Well, other than Oakley, I love the Oakley grips, but I like the Amy grips as well. So, they're all good. So, and I check out that pedal, that 8-degree pedal. I saw a little thing y'all had. That's pretty cool. So,
right.
Yeah.
We probably should have shown them to you when we saw you last weekend. You probably would have been pretty impressed with those things.
I had an extra set. I could have put him on his bike for him and let him ride around.
yeah. No, it was pretty cool though. I mean, I saw the little guy doing the little demonstration of the pedals and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
So,
it is there.
Yeah, because I'm not sure, at my age right now, going out there and racing, I'm not sure if I'm going to go and put the clip-ons. I'm not clipping.
I'm not clipping either.
Yeah, no, I'm out on that one. Yeah.
I can't say I blame you. Did you used to race clips?
No. So,
No?
back in when I started racing, I mean, this was back in the late 70s and early 80s. And, we had just basically just had regular pedals. You had the Shimano pedals, which were real popular at that time. And then you had the Hutch pedals and then the, Sun Tour pedals. I mean, you had the Bear Claw. I mean, it was like, and those are kind of, just when you talk about the Bear Claw pedals, I mean, those were, if you split the pedal and you didn't have any pads or anything on your shins, you weren't going to have any shins left.
Right.
But like I kind of gotten into the the BMX. I mean, how it's evolved over the years. It's been really cool. Been very cool to watch. I mean, the tracks are totally different. Back when we were racing, it seemed like a lot more jumps. You really kind of had to jump. You didn't, you know, ride through them, and you didn't have like learn how to do like the pump tracks like they have now, where you kind of glide through them really easy like that. So I mean, we didn't have all that back then. I mean, it was a struggle.
Yeah, you pedaled.
If it rained, you still raced. I mean, it didn't matter.
Well, we raced this weekend in the rain. That didn't stop us none.
That's good. I know Creighton's up here at Cargill. They've talked about, some of the kids, it rains a little bit. They don't want to race. And I get it. But, I mean, that was part of the fun back in the day. Out there and getting dirty and muddy. And, I mean, you got sealed hubs and, bearings on everything. So it didn't really matter. It wasn't going to hurt.
Right. Except and I suppose it took a lot of work, though, to get those tracks fixed after that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But like they do today. I mean, you still have work days. You got there, had volunteers, all the parents, the dads come out there, and you just make a day of it, just working on the track. So,
right.
Just good times, good memories from back in the day. So yeah.
How old were you when you started racing?
10 or, let's say I was probably 11. Probably 11 years old, because we had that one track. It was, and I don't know, a lot of people may remember Hamels Park from way back in the day. This is late 70s. There was a track right there across from Hamels Amusement Park. It was a little amusement park, and I can't remember the name of the track, what it was called at that time. It was down by the river.
Wasn't one of them was Close Encounters, wasn't it? Close Encounters? Close Encounters?
Yeah, Close Encounters was there, but that was kind of a little bit later, probably around 82-ish.
Yeah.
81, 82, whenever Close Encounters. That was Close Encounters was a Harry Larry designed BMX track. Anyway, so it was a fun track. Then we had Bayou City, so we actually had two in Shreveport, Bossier. So
that's crazy.
Shreveport, really, yeah. I mean, we would race. I mean, you'd have race Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so you'd race on Friday nights, Saturday, like one would be Friday night, then Saturday afternoon at one, Saturday night, and then Sunday afternoon at the other one. So you'd have 4 races in one weekend, easy, if weather permitting, and then you still had, some of the tracks in East Texas that came along. Longview had one. I mean, Mississippi, Arkansas, yeah, so you had tracks all over the place that you could go to. So, I mean,
what got you started racing?
Well, I don't even remember. I'm trying to remember now. We had, as kids, you just like to ride your bike. You like ramping and jumping and stuff. And a friend of mine, Tommy Kirsch, he was kind of one of the ones that really kind of got us our whole neighborhood. So I pulled out some pictures. I've got some pictures I was going to show y'all. I mean, it was like, so we had a whole neighborhood. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I've got
that's cool
old pictures.
Yeah.
My dad he used to love taking pictures of all of us and stuff. And anyway, so, and I don't know if how well you can see that. Can y'all see it real good?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's 7 or 8 of us, lived around the neighborhood. And so you can tell we all started racing around the same time because our numbers are all the same.
Right.
And back then you signed up and raced. I mean, they'd give you a number, but I'm assuming it's the same way now. So, I mean, we had just in our district, LA1, which was Louisiana 1, I think Baton Rouge may have been 2 or 3, and then over in the Monroe area may have been 2 or 3. I can't remember. But just in LA1 alone, we had over 600 riders. Because that's how I ended up with number 602. Not that you have that riders all the time, but that was, kind of the way it was back then. So,
right.
So my friend Tommy kind of got us into it and just stuck with it and raced all the way through. Well, kind of got, in high school late, senior year and stuff, kind of didn't really race a whole lot, kind of get interested in girls and all kind of other crazy stuff. But then I picked it back up, probably around 89, 90, whenever, trying to remember, whenever Cargill started back up. And or whenever it just opened, and so we started racing again there for a few years until I got married. So
Right.
that was
Well,
in 90. That was in 92. So so I loved it. I mean, I loved BMX. I mean, I remember like back when we were growing up, and where we lived, there's in the back of our neighborhood, there were some woods and stuff, so some trail. We'd made trails, and so we would go back there on a regular, like every weekend, or especially in the summer, go back there and we'd build a little track of our own, make some jumps and all kind of stuff like that. So yeah, it was BMX has got some good memories for me. So
No, for sure.
Awesome.
And
I mean,
how far did you go? Were you pro?
I'm sorry,
Did you go pro?
I did not.
Okay.
I wish I mean, I would have loved
That's my fault.
what.
I thought you had went pro, and I told
No.
Danelle that you did.
No, that's okay.
And then she asked me for sure, and I said, "Well, he was good enough." I said, "We might want to ask him though," but I didn't know she was going to wait till the damn show to put you on the spot.
Right. No, I mean, I would have loved to, I mean, but it was like right there at the end of the 80s. It was just kind of like, just especially around here, and I don't know what it was like, other places. It just seemed to be kind of like, I wouldn't say dying off, but and I don't know, it just could have been that age group where like that, my age at that time, we're kind of growing and getting a little older, and you're graduating high school, kids are going, friends are going to college, doing all this kind of stuff. And so, age group behind us kind of faded off real quick too. So I don't know if it was just it just kind of seemed to I don't want to say died off, but it just kind of seemed to be just kind of died off, really.
Right. Well, it just kind of came with age, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think altogether, I mean, the numbers, I mean, you can go back and look at the numbers, and the numbers really just went way down, back in the late 80s and really through the 90s, with the exception of, the X Games coming out, but, you didn't have a lot of racing, but you had a lot of freestyle stuff, which was still big and still is today. So.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. So do you have family that races now? You do. You have a grandbaby, I know.
Well, yeah, my grandson, I mean, he's only raced probably, I don't know, a handful of times. He likes to race out in the driveway, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, we race out in the driveway. He loves it. I mean, he's got that little Strider, which we do have him a new little DK bike that he likes to get out. Well, he hadn't learned to ride yet. He can ride it if he really, really wanted to, but I think he's a little scared of the pedals now. But he just turned 3. We'll get there here in the next couple months. So
most definitely.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy coming out there to the track, and of course, there's still a lot of like the Johnsons from down south. I remember when they used to race, and it's a lot of fun to back in the day. But it's a lot of fun to come out there and see some of the, like Grady and JoJo and several of the other guys that come out there that I remember from back in the day. We all raced with each other. Now JoJo went pro. Now he's
yes.
I think JoJo's a couple years old. Well, I know he's a couple years older than me, but not much. But he went pro right there, in the mid 80s. So I don't know if I know he raced single A, but I don't know if he ever made double A or not.
And I think you're a couple of years older than me.
I'll be 57 in November.
You're a couple of years older than me.
Yep. So, but yeah, so I mean, it's like I say, I pulled out some really kind of memorabilia stuff earlier today, just because just all the BMX memories and stuff. But
Well, that is awesome, man.
That is awesome.
So this was like from the back in the day, they used to give you these plaque. I mean, it's just like when you signed up. So I got one from the 1984 Cajun Nationals.
Yeah.
Little plaque that they give you, and I don't remember. I I don't remember if 84 was the first year. I can't remember when the first
84.
Was that the first one?
84.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I've got one. Let's see. There's the 85 Cajun Nationals.
Wow.
And then
Free agent. Look at that.
Yeah.
And then here's one from Gillies, the ABA.
Oh,
That's the one right there. The Hutch one.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Did you get some of those, Dan?
No, I never went to Gillies.
No, gotcha. I gotcha.
No.
It was a fun. I mean, I didn't do very good at the national, but it was a lot of fun being there at Gillies. I mean, of course, you remember, you remember the movie and all that kind of stuff. It was just kind of fun to be there, and it wasn't like what I was thinking, but it was still a lot of fun.
Right.
Anyway, so I don't know if I'm assuming like every track or organization used to do it back in the day. But we'd always have these awards at the end of the year. Like Bayou City BMX would have the award banquet. So you would have like your top 20 or 25 riders. They would announce your top 20, your top 10. Obviously, who got number one. You got all these plaques and stuff. And so the one year, I guess, I don't know how many times they did it. But anyway, so Brent and Brian Patterson, they brought them in for the weekend for for the show, or not for the show, but for the banquet and stuff. And so got a picture of me and Brian.
Oh, that's badass.
Oh my God.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So cool.
12, I guess. I don't know. So like I say though, I mean, there's just good memories to have. Cool. BMX is always, I mean, it'll always be a special place for me, whether I'm right or not, but it's just got, good memories. That was my, what I did for 10 years. It was my youth, so.
Right.
But, we get older and things change and,
life throws curves, right?
You guys are doing this and, kind of, bringing it back and get some old guys on here talking about all the good times and, all the fun we had back in the day. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
And so you had a nickname back in the day as well.
Yeah, I still do. I mean, some of my friends, and that's funny you bring that up because, like, we were talking about it the other day, and it's just, people always ask, how did you get that name? And so my dad, now this goes back, probably, 60s. He was in the Air Force. So my last name being Hutchinson, my dad picked it up to the Air Force. They called him Hutch. So Hutch was like what they knew him as. They didn't call him by his first name or anything. And so my cousin, when the show Starsky and Hutch came out, he started calling me Starsky. And I was probably 6 or 7 at the time. And it just stuck. So all the way through high school, even, today, most people know me as Brian now. It's kind of my adult name now. But anyway, but, they're still friends of mine that call me Starsky all the time. But, yeah, so it stuck. So Starsky stuck, and people they just assumed that was my real name because that's all I went by, Even in high school and, all through school, even teachers thought that was my name until they saw it, like, on the, on your sheet and stuff, like when you join, when you get in your class and it's Brian. But even teachers didn't call me Brian. They just called me Starsky the whole time. So. Right. Yeah, so it just kind of stuck, and it was kind of fun,
Right. Do you still have some of your jerseys?
I still have a GHP jersey.
Yeah.
From back in
Did it say Starsky on the back?
It does not.
No.
GHP. I wish I would have kept some of that stuff, and I just don't know if what happened to it. I still have the GHP pants and jersey. I still have a JT racing jersey that I had back in the 90s and the pants that go with it. I can still wear those today.
Right.
That's something right there.
Yeah. And I still have like I said, I still got my old free agent, hanging up there in the garage. I need to
That's so cool.
I need to have it refurbished is what I really need to do is have, take it apart, repaint it and, get it all.
Make it all cool again.
Yes.
So, yes.
But yeah.
So we I really, 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 really want to kind of dig into some of the deep dive stuff that we really brought you on for. So
Okay. Yeah.
you are a cancer survivor.
Yes.
You have had cancer how many times now?
4.
4 times.
Mhm.
Tell us about the first time you were diagnosed with cancer.
This was back in the end of 2012. So I had just going to my normal, like regular doctor checkup, my yearly checkup. And so I went, that morning, like, normal, go in there, do my blood work, do everything. They send me home. Well, on the way home, my doctor, who, well, he's retired now, but at the time he's friend, his wife is a client anyway. So, he had my number. And so he calls and he was just kind of like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I feel, yeah, why?" He goes, "Well, your blood work, your blood work count kind of came back a little, like you're fighting something, like maybe coming down with the flu or something. I don't know, virus of some kind." And he's just kind of like, "Well, um, he goes, I'm gonna call you in some antibiotics. Um, take that and come back and see me next week." And so I said, "Okay." Didn't think nothing about it. He really didn't make a. He probably knew it was a big deal, but he didn't make a big deal about it. And so I was kind of like, okay. So go back the next week. Really no change. Actually, my white blood count was actually going up. And he's like, "Well, I guess I really don't think that it's anything, but I want you to go and see Dr. Bonio, which is now is a really great friend of mine. Of course, we've been knowing each other since 2012. So anyway, and he goes, "I want you to go see him." And he's an oncologist, get some blood work. He goes, "I don't think it's really anything, but I want you to get checked out." And I really honestly did not think really anything about it. I just was like, okay. I wasn't thinking cancer. I wasn't thinking anything. I didn't really know what to think because I really
Right.
didn't have any like symptoms of anything. And anyway, and so they did the blood work, and it there again, he's thinking, well, it's either going to be this or that. And sure enough, it was it's called chronic lymphocytic leukemia. And so
Okay.
yeah, so it's a blood cancer. And had to go through the treatments. Well, I had like a little bit of lymphoma with that, which kind of go hand in hand. They're both kind of like, if you have one, you probably got the other, or you could have both at the same time, the swelling of the lymph nodes and stuff. And so, anyway, so I had to do the treatments, 6-month treatments. And after that was fine up until 2000. So that was starting in 13, did the treatments, came back in 18, and then again in 2020, and then in 24. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Is it the same cancer?
Yes. So with chronic lymphocytic, I mean, it can come back at any time. I mean, there's no reason. I mean, it just comes. It can come back. So hopefully this time, after the last time I was on the medication, I've been off of it since January of this year. So
Okay.
so yeah. So I mean, everything's good. Blood work's been perfect. I mean, or as good as it can be. So I have no restrictions of doing anything. I can do whatever I want. So, but yeah, I mean, I've really gotten like all my strength back, feeling good, you know.
Good.
Nice.
Good. Good. Good.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, it's
So,
been wonders. So,
so when you were first diagnosed, how did you handle that? Like, did you kind of panic? Were you,
I think there was first, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there's a first initial shock, when there's like
right?
cancer, so you're like somebody going, "Oh my God," I mean, I remember walking out of there, out of the hospital, or out of the cancer center, and I'm thinking, you're just kind of sitting in your car, and you're like going, "Did he just really say that? Is that what he
Yeah.
said? Did I hear that right?" Because you're
Right.
kind of all these emotions and all this stuff that goes through your mind, and you're like going, "Nah, he didn't say that." And then you're like going, "Yeah, he did. He said that." So it plays on your mind. I mean, you don't know what to think, because I'm like going, I don't feel bad. I don't feel sick.
Right.
But there's, whenever they start, feeling around, then you can like really feel the lymph nodes in your neck and under your arm. It's like things you didn't really notice,
Yeah.
Right.
and I guess, really the only thing I can say that I noticed would be just, fatigue, would have been was a major symptom is fatigue. But, when you're 40, 40 something years old, I mean, you're just thinking, oh, I'm just fatigued because I'm getting older, realizing that it's, cancer could be that part too. So yeah, I mean,
Right.
it was a shock to the system for sure.
Yeah.
So,
And how did your family handle that? How old were your kids?
let's see, Braden was 15 or 16 at the time. I don't think he really, it was like one of those things that, I mean, we talked about, but I don't think he really understood, or either if he did, I think he understood, but I think he just didn't want to talk about it,
Right.
but, I think all of us all together really didn't know how to handle it and accept it. I mean, we'd accepted it, we're going to, win this battle. We're going to beat it, this and that. And so, yeah, there's a lot of emotions with everybody that goes through all that. So,
Right. I imagine.
I mean,
So
it's a roller coaster ride, to be honest.
I'm sure. Holy cow.
I can't imagine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't imagine. So did you have chemo or radiation? What
Yeah.
what kind of treatment?
Chemo. So,
Chemo. Okay. And I suppose traditionally that makes you pretty weak, right?
oh yeah. I mean, like honestly, like the first time you do it, I mean, you don't really, you notice things, but it doesn't really hit you to about the second or third one because you're really kind of hitting it hard. And then by the end of it, you're kind of, really weak, and, you don't, I don't think for me, I didn't realize kind of like how bad I really was until
Right.
until later on, as you kind of get through the treatments and stuff, then you realize, man, I was bad. But, and then it takes a little while, probably, I would say probably a good year to 18 months to kind of really start feeling good again.
Oh,
Gotcha.
geez.
So I mean, once you
Wow.
kind of out of your system, I mean, that chemo, I mean, and I didn't even have the worst stuff. There's people out there that had a lot worse than I did. And I can't imagine some of these people, like, these kids and, other, adults that go through that with that, the bad stuff,
Right.
I
Right.
didn't have
You're
a bad.
talking about like a stronger dosage of chemo,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I mean, there's one, I mean, they call it the Red Devil. It's red. I mean, it looks like, I mean, I wouldn't say like blood, but I mean, it's red. They're pumping that stuff into you, and that's some bad stuff right there. I mean, even, I
Right.
mean, you don't, you can't even really, supposedly, I mean, like I said, I've never had it, but I mean, you can't even touch it or anything like that. That's how, dangerous this stuff, that potent that stuff is. Wear
Right.
gloves and a mask and all kind of stuff around that. So yeah, luckily I
Wow.
do that. But, know people that have, now that, met so many people that have gone through all this. Yeah, it's bad. So,
I can't
but
imagine.
I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
I imagine. I imagine. So recovering from cancer obviously is a battle in itself, right? You've done this 4 times now. Was it the same every time, like the same treatment, the same
Yeah.
process, the same heartbreak, or did it have different levels?
Yeah. So like in 18, when it came back, yeah, it was a lot different. So I had to, have, let's see, 8 or 9 pints of blood. I got anemic. It was partly from the treatment they were giving me, from the chemo and stuff that they were giving me, which made me anemic. So then I had to couldn't do treatment for a couple of times. I had to get blood. And honestly, I really, finished my treatment, but I didn't get the full, like, I guess, dose or punch from it. So it came back in 2020. And I had to have blood, get blood work. I had to do all the, pints of blood again. And that was probably the worst one. Of course, I was a little older too, but that was That was probably the worst one. Now in 24, I mean, when it came back, my numbers, kind of changed. So it was a oral medication I could take. And
Right.
that was a game changer. I didn't have to do the treatments or anything like that. I just had to do the pills or oral medication. And so, that was a game changer there for sure.
I
So,
imagine.
so
I
over the
imagine.
years, over the years, I mean, they've been able to, with all the research and everything that they've done, I mean, they've been able to change a lot. So, I mean, there's a lot of times that a lot of people don't have to do the treatments and stuff. I mean, you may have to do some radiation depending on what kind of cancer you have.
Right.
Right. Right. So when did the foundation, you have started your own foundation, the Gave All Project, right?
Actually, it's Give All.
Give All, the Give All. I've been wrong this whole time. No wonder I couldn't find it. Oh my gosh, it's not okay. Holy cows.
I feel like an idiot too.
No, okay.
Ah,
Hey, you're not the only ones to think that. I mean, because of that
mm,
the way the
Well, yeah,
ribbon
the
is.
ribbon is.
Hey, but it's all right.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay. So the Give All Project, when did that start?
Oh,
so
wow.
we started that the end of 2020. So,
Okay.
like, probably, well, it was just kind of like one of those things. It's like when you're going through, and we've all been, we've all had things come up, and things your friends have done stuff for you. I mean, you really find out truly who your friends really are. The ones that
Right.
come with you, that come by. So we had so many. Well, 2020, I mean, altogether was a crazy year. I don't want to get too deep into all this kind of stuff, but anyway, but it was a crazy year. I lost my mother earlier that year. So like she passes away. I'm in the hospital the next weekend with the cancer, getting blood, so it's a crazy year. So we had so many people that were doing so many things for us, from food to mowing my grass, cleaning our house. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, we finally had to, make a list of the people and the things that people were doing for us, just to keep up with it, because it was coming out of nowhere. I mean, people just volunteering to do so many things. And so, later on that year, I told my wife, Cindy, I was like, look, we got to, I'd like to do something. I got to give, try to give back to these, not just to the people because people do those things because they want to. There's
Right.
there's a lot of times I'll be like, yo, you don't have to do all this. You don't have to do that. But people do it because they want to. And so
Yes.
anyway, and so we had so many people that were doing things for us. And so just really one night, I prayed about it. Been praying, like, Lord, what am I supposed to do? There's some things that have been on my heart. It's heavy. What am I going to do? And so it just kind of came to me one night. It was called the Give All Project, GAP, filling it. And so I came up with this slogan. It's like filling in the gaps in your life. So the Give All Project, the initials stand for, gap, which we, through the Give All Project, we just fill in the gaps in your life, whether it's, you need, whatever your gap is that you need. Everybody has gaps in their life that they need filled.
Right.
And so
Right.
that's kind of come in, and, it's the Give All Project, help fill in the gaps. So, I mean, it could be, financial. It could be, it doesn't really have, I mean, there's a lot of financial needs for a lot of different reasons, but a lot of times, as a cancer survivor and as a cancer patient, a lot of times you just want to talk to somebody,
Right.
that's been through it, that you can kind of throw some stuff at them. They throw stuff back at you, and there's no judgment of any kind.
Right.
I think a lot of times, there's, I'm not that family members can be judgmental. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying there's a lot of times they may not understand some of the things that you're going through because
Right.
they haven't gone through it themselves. So, I love to, talk about it and share my story. It helps me, to get over and, just I try to use it, to inspire other people. And,
Right.
just to inspire them to, to do the right thing, do good. So
That's awesome, Brian.
Exactly.
yeah, well, thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked a lot about it, when we've got together and stuff, and I mean, the race for life.
Yeah.
We was talking about that. Why certain people don't promote that more.
Well,
And
that's another thing that really, I mean, so, whenever we did this, I guess back at 21, I talked to Creighton. I was like, hey, because I've known Creighton, gosh, since he was probably 10 or 11 years old. So anyway, we've known each other for over 30 years. And, I knew he was at the track and all that kind of stuff. And so I was like, I'd talk to him every now and then at the bike shop, go by there and visit and stuff. But, anyway, so I was like, hey, is the Race for Life still going on? And he was like, yeah, we do it all the time. He goes, let's just, let's do the Race for Life. We'll name it after you. And I was like, well, no, I'm not asking that. I'm just saying, because I wanted to do something. And I didn't. And so I guess like over the last couple of years, I've really been honestly just kind of disappointed, not by the track or Cargill or Creighton or anything like that, but just overall, I guess with USA BMX, which was ABA at the time, whenever,
right.
Back 45 years ago, this is the 45th anniversary of the Race for Life. And,
right.
And a lot of people don't know the story. And so I was just kind of like, how did we miss this? I don't know if it's just the new people that have come in from, that are with USA BMX, and maybe it's like kind of something on the back burner, or maybe it's like, I don't know, but I would, love to see them promote it more. Because I know I'm not the only one that's, been through cancer as a,
Correct.
as an ex BMX racer or anything like that. It's just like this last weekend out in a Big Al, I just, by the grace of God, we're just sitting there, by them, and his mom, Amanda, she was like, well, what's the Give All Project? Blah, blah, blah. So we start talking, and she's like, well, he went through cancer. He's, he'll be a year out, I think in August, if I'm not mistaken. And he was at St. Jude's when he was 17 months old. And now he's, cancer free for right now. I mean, and, yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. And, over the years, how much money USA BMX has raised for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, which is now the Blood Cancer United, I think, if I don't get that, make sure I get that right. But anyway, yeah, so I mean, there's been so many blessings that have come out of that over the years, but I don't know why USA BMX don't promote it. And maybe they do, and I just don't know about it. I don't know. I don't want to say that they don't, because I don't know. I mean, I would hope that they would, because if you don't know the story of, why we have the Race for Life, you should go and read the story. I mean, it's a very powerful, good story of, how we've gotten to this point, place, Race for Life.
Right.
So
why don't you give us a rundown? What does that sound like? For those who are watching, tell us a little bit about what the Race for Life is and how it came about, to your knowledge.
Well, I remember racing in the Race for Life. I mean, I've got a certificate down here in my book that I did back in the 80s. So when it first came out, and me and Creighton have had this conversation before anyway. So, back then, I'm sure Dan would remember too. So every month you'd get a ABA newspaper, and it'd come out and it'd have, every state with the points and who was leading in points. And you'd have all the, like, there may be an article from the last national or two, and then there may be some pictures from other races and all this kind of stuff. But it would always be, around, one time of the year, it'd have like, Race for Life. And then the track they would send envelopes to the track, hand them out to the riders. Well, as, the riders would go out, ride around the neighborhood, and I know times have changed a little bit, but I mean, we'd ride our bikes around the neighborhood, go knock on people's doors and say, hey, would you like to donate to the Race for Life? You raise money, you go and you get your race and you get a certificate. Even then, probably didn't really, as, 12, 13-year-old kid, you probably didn't realize I didn't know what cancer was or leukemia.
Right.
I mean, you just did it because you knew kind of the article, you knew the kid, maybe not personally, but I mean, we would have been the same age, or maybe few months or maybe a year apart. But anyway, we would have been around the same age. And now looking back on it, how crazy it is that, to, look back on that, here I am racing, raising money for a Race for Life back 40 years ago. And then all of a sudden now I'm doing it, raising money for that, in a different way. But yeah,
Right.
so Race for Life was kind of like a fun, big deal. I mean, it was
Yeah,
always,
it was a big deal.
it was always you always had a double point, along with like we did this weekend or last weekend at Cargill, where you had the, Race for Life, then you had the state qualifier and the Gold Cup qualifier. So it was like people came from everywhere, and you raised a lot of money. So.
Right. Exactly. And, that just kind of reminds me too, even for those people who were never in BMX, right? Like, so we talk about raising money. When we're in school, when we were in elementary school back in the day, they would send us home with stuff to raise money for cancer and do stuff like that. We wouldn't really understand what it meant, but we knew it needed to be done. And it was exciting. And it was almost fun to try to convince people to donate. Like, all of that stuff. Now here, I didn't even realize that was a thing. Like I wasn't part of BMX like you guys were, so to me, the Race for Life is you show up, you race, your money goes towards Race for Life, which is towards leukemia or cancer.
Yeah.
But I guess I never really realized that there was other ways to donate. I mean, I guess we did talk about that a little bit, but it just never even crossed my mind to say, oh, I should collect money for this. I could collect money for this.
Yeah.
Like it never even dawned on me.
Well, I had, and we just had a big event back in May, and, where we, raised money for cancer patients and their family here in our community and stuff. But, the Race for Life will always be something, kind of special to me, only because it's a BMX race and, all that kind of stuff. But, so I tried and kind of wanted to try to do, raffle tickets, which we did, we sold raffle there, but I was trying to, really wanted to try to get the kids kind of more involved in trying to sell and raise money, sell some tickets and raise money for, the race itself. And, we try to, give them a prize or, I don't know. I mean, we were going to try to do that, but, and I'm just not a very good communicator sometimes with all that kind of stuff, but, I don't know, but I mean, it just really didn't really kind of go over as well as I thought. And I'm, maybe I can do better next year. I'm not going to, say that nobody was interested, but it just seemed to be like it wasn't that big of a deal, and it's kind of, I guess, kind of disappointing for me. But then on the flip side, I mean, I look at USA BMX and, I don't see and hear a lot of people talk about it,
They don't.
Even
They
though,
don't.
That's the
even
problem.
though track has one, I mean, you have it, and it's kind of like, okay, well, here's $20. I'm gonna race and get double points this weekend. But I mean, there's a bigger purpose and a bigger meaning behind that, and I think that, just don't know. It's like, Amanda's sitting next to me, Al's, I mean, I don't think they've been racing for very long, but even if they've been racing for the last 3 years, you would have known 3 of them, or you should have, or could have known, the Race for Life, there's 3 of them.
Well, and Big Al and Amanda are both on our team.
Yeah.
We also have Daniel, who is also a cancer survivor on our team, also a child. And that kind of stuff just hits us in our hearts. Like you just want to help people. And to hear that you've been through it 4 times is just, I can't even imagine like the amount of heartbreak and what that does to your family and how hard that is to get through. And apparently you guys have done it amazing because your wife is absolutely beautiful and 100% devoted, and your son is awesome. Met him, and your grandbaby is cool.
Miss Cindy is something special because Danelle would have had a heart attack if that would have happened to me, man. She just took us through it like a champ with you. And
well, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I wasn't, there are days that I'm not very, not a very fun person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, when you're going through that, I mean, there's a lot of, I guess, stress and all those kind of things that you're going through. And so, I mean, it plays mind games on you.
I'm sure.
I imagine you have a lot of emotions, a lot of a cross between, being thankful and then being into, self
Oh yeah.
pity and
Well, she's
I imagine it goes a lot of different directions.
oh yeah, she's been been a great, she encourages me all the time to, continue to do what I do. Even when you're, sick and stuff, I mean, she's just been a great caregiver.
Right.
I can't say enough to have to put up with me sometimes.
Right. I mean, you never questioned your faith. You never lost your faith. It
Well,
it strengthened.
well, yeah, it did strengthen my faith for sure. But there's a couple times that you're like going, why?
Right.
Why are we doing this? Why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? You go through all these things, and then, at the end of the day, I mean, this may sound kind of crazy, but when you start talking about, your faith and stuff like that, I'm almost really just kind of glad that I did get it to a certain extent. I mean,
Right.
I don't want, I mean, I don't like what I had to go through it, but it did change me as a person, as far as, strengthening my faith. Honestly, I mean, I've always been, somebody to, I guess, to kind of please people. And, we and my wife had a hair salon for years. And so you're always, trying to make people feel good, look good, all those kind of things. And so going through this and starting the projects and stuff is really kind of like become my new purpose, to be able to help people and do these things. And, it'd be something I would love to do, as much as I possibly can. Of course, I, have to work to, to pay the bills, but I mean, just to go and, when you can help somebody and you help pay their, car note or their house note, or, like we went to St. Jude's here in Shreveport. We have a local affiliate here, St. Jude's, which I didn't know until not too long ago that we even had it. So after our event that we had back in May, we went and like delivered a bunch of like toys and books and colors and all kind of stuff to the kids up there at St. Jude. And when you're given these things and you just see the smile on people's faces, just from the directors to the nurses to, just all the kids and, just people all together. I mean, it just makes you feel good,
Right.
you're doing the right thing, So, I mean, I really enjoy it. I mean, I'm, like I said, I'm really not glad I got cancer, but I'm almost kind of like, yeah, it wasn't all the way around bad.
Right.
Well, you've taken something that's heartbreaking and deteriorating and emotionally, I mean, horrible, and
Yeah.
you've turned it into something that, gives other
Yeah.
people satisfaction and it helps people get through the hardest part of their life, which is
Oh.
something that is just amazing. Like, and I love the concept that you have, the fill the gaps. Now, so fill the gaps for you when you were sick was all about, mowing the lawn and taking care of the family and doing stuff like that. Is that the kind of thing? I mean, like, is that what you are doing for people when?
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever their gap is, like I said, everybody's got a gap, So you just
Right.
it may be just a spiritual gap. I mean, you just may need to just get on your knees and pray. I mean, I'll pray with you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so it's just it really doesn't. Whatever your gap is. I mean, it's yeah. Whatever your gap.
So
But now
Do what now?
I told
he's
her to
telling
hit
me
the
to hit
button.
the button. I gotta find the button. My button isn't like right here. There it is. Clap.
There you go.
There we go.
That was awesome, Brian.
Yeah, it was.
That's cool.
Well,
So how do you choose? How do you figure out who needs you? Like, do they reach out to you?
Well, yes, they can contact us, the giveallproject.com. Not even, and we'll, they can message us through there. They can look us up on Facebook or all the social outlets. So, yeah, we're there. I mean, a lot of times it just comes from word of mouth.
Right.
from a friend of a friend or somebody who knows. And, sometimes they may not want to, a lot of times, people feel kind of uncomfortable reaching out. So they'll have a family
Yeah.
out, and we actually, we got some encouragement cards that we had done. So, people say, they'll say something. I said, hey, look, just send me their address. I'll send them an encouragement card. And,
Right.
actually I got some right here. I'll show you guys. And it's just a little word of encouragement.
Oh, I love
anyway,
that.
anyway, so it's what's tattooed on my arm. It's Psalms 46:1 and 2. God is our refuge and strength and ever present help in trouble. Therefore I will not fear. The earth give away, the mountains fall into the heart of the sea. So, it's just like that way when you feel alone, to me that's a verse that, there was a lot of times, you feel like you're all alone, which deep down you really know that you're not, but then it's like you don't know where to reach out to talk to somebody to. So you can always, pray about it and ask the Lord. I mean, he's right there with you. He never leaves you. He's there. So
Right.
yeah, so that's just the little thing that we can mail out to people, just to give them little words of encouragement, just to say, hey, just keep fighting, don't give up. Because I know I've known several people that that going through that, and they feel like they're just, it can feel like it's not ever going to end, but it will,
Yeah.
you'll get over it. You'll get past it. And, like I
Right.
say, that's why I got another tattoo. No one fights alone. So,
I love that.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
I absolutely am
No matter
super
what you're fighting,
inspired by what you do.
do what now? I'm sorry.
I said I am so inspired by what you are doing. I just am.
Well, I'm just trying to, I'm inspired by you guys, here and having the podcast. It's been something I thought about doing, like a little cancer podcast, but just never, never.
There you go, right there.
Yeah. So
That way people can, I mean, call in and you know what they're going through, and you can help them.
yeah.
Right.
Like I said, sometimes people don't know who to talk to or how to talk to them. Or
Well, I think a lot of times, like I said earlier, I think sometimes whenever you're talking to somebody who hasn't been through it, there may be, I don't want to say there's a judgment there, but I mean there should never be judgment, but I think a lot of times there could be, because people,
Right.
oh, well, it's going to be okay, this and that, but you don't know what they've actually been through or what they're actually going through, all the emotion. I mean, cancer, a lot of I mean, it's physical, but it's a mental game, big time.
I know.
I mean, because it plays on your mind. I mean, it's like you feel bad, you feel good, but you're still sick, but you're not. And then, some people lose their hair, and then, it's just it's an emotional roller coaster.
Right.
There's a lot of depression and anxiety, and I mean, even the anxiety thing could. I mean, it's even long after cancer is over. You still have that anxiety, because you got to go to the doctor. Well, I still go every 3 months.
Right.
So, every 3 months, you're walking in there like going, okay, what's going to be today?
right. Yeah.
So you're like, oh, I'm like going, oh shit. I mean, what's going to happen today? But, now I just go in there and go, it's going to be what it's going to be. I've got this, I've already beat it numerous times. I mean, let's go. So,
Let's go.
Yep.
That's a dang good attitude to have about it, because damn sure wouldn't be me. I'll be like, no, I ain't going.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Here comes again,
Yeah. You just got to cowboy up and go in there.
Right. There you go.
Well, so I just I will say this though, I do try to encourage all my friends, that I mean a lot of them, I mean, I'm not gonna mention any names, but anyway, they were a lot of them don't like to go to the doctor and all this kind of stuff like that. And it's like, dude, you just need to go. I mean,
Right.
simple, like an easy, simple checkup. Blood work can tell you so much about yourself that you may not even want to know.
Right.
Exactly.
But I mean,
Figure it out, right?
So you're going to have to read that, Danelle, because I can't see it on this little screen.
Sure. So Holly Dunn commented, and she said, you could always do daily or weekly live videos while you are out on a walk or having your morning coffee just to pick people up. if there's a special message that you want to share, you should do that. I think that's an amazing idea. Just one thing you can do to reach people.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
It is a good idea. I mean, you definitely, I mean, you have the right attitude, you have the right positivity. And like you said, people who go through this probably, I can't imagine. Like, I am a insanely positive person to the point where I make people sick because I'm so positive. Like, people are always like, why are you so happy all the time? I don't understand. Dan is polar opposite. He is always negative, always.
He's Dan.
Yeah, he's just always kind of, if he were to get cancer, he would need that. I think I would be like, oh, it's not a big deal.
No.
You know, but he would be like,
I always expect the worst. So if it's not there, then it's a win.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean,
that's just me. Yeah, Danelle's just positive. I like to throat punch her in the morning sometimes, and she's just like, good morning.
Yeah.
Well, what a beautiful day.
Hey, but y'all compliment each other very well. Good thing she's not negative. It would be bad.
Oh, yeah, I would.
We'd be horrible. We'd be opposites attract, and we are the prime example of that.
Probably. Yeah.
Amanda says she agrees with you. So that is, so that's a great idea. I love that idea.
I love that. Yeah.
I think you should do that. I mean, that's cool.
Right. And I know, Brian, we talked just a little bit when we were there about, you know, how we could help market and how we could kind of help get the word out for you. And I think we can find a way to collaborate a little bit between our podcast and what you have going on there. And obviously, you know, Creighton has a lot to offer at that track. We could probably, I mean, a shared love of a sport that we all have. And like I said, there's a lot of people who are racing today that have gone through cancer, who understand it, who know people who have had cancer, who have lost people that have cancer. So I'm sure we can find a way to really make that something that really benefits your foundation. I think.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, like I said, you got 2 people on your team right now. I mean, that been through cancer. I mean, and I'm sure there's more out there. I mean, numerous. I mean, even just at Cargill Park track. I mean, by itself.
Right.
I mean, I know there's got to be more than like. Well, you count me and your 2, you know, teammates. I mean, that's 3 people that we know right there. So, I mean, I know there's more out there. It's just, you know, just trying to get the word out. And it's like, it's kind of, I'm going to have to just, I guess, probably get in touch with USA BMX, you know, and just say, hey, we got to do something about this. You know? Right. You know, I'm not saying it's blaming on them or they haven't done enough or whatever, but I just think that, you know, there's more that needs to be done just to bring awareness to it. Cancer's not going away anytime soon.
Well, they offer this race. I mean, this isn't something like we're just presenting and saying you need to bring this. They already are doing it, but they're not doing it to the point where
they're not promoting it.
They're not promoting it, but they honestly don't promote much of anything. Yeah. So, I mean, this definitely deserves that attention, but they don't promote anything. So, well, and I don't know if that falls under the track operators. I don't know if they say, well, you know, look, track operators, we're giving you this race. You're going to be able to do this race. It's your job to promote this race. I have no idea what that connection is, but it'd definitely be worth it to look into it. And Creighton, bless his heart, he's got way too much going on in his world. So
he's so busy, and I mean, you know, being councilman now and, you know, running a bike shop and running a track. And he does a great job. I mean,
he does 100%.
Somebody with some energy. I mean, he's got some energy.
He does. How he does that,
he's there every Thursday night. We do the Bossier Bike Night. He's out there riding, and you know, he was out there last week, and I just had too much going on. Plus, it was hot. I was just like,
right.
So,
right. But it's across the board, though. It's across the board. It seems like Dan and I always try to do that race, no matter where it's at. We always try to make it to that race, and we race it. And 9 times out of 10, I'm racing a 10-year-old girl somewhere who's kicking my butt, by the way. But we do it.
And we argue with people, and we tell them, well, I can't believe you're doing that for a certificate. I said, it ain't about the damn certificate, man.
Right.
You don't know.
It has nothing to do with it. I mean,
No.
it depends on, I guess, how you look at it. I mean, you could look at it, oh, I'm going to get some double points, but I mean, that's not what we're here for. We're not, I mean, yes, you're here for the race. Yes, you're here, and at the end of the day, it's not about the certificate. It's about helping someone or helping other
Correct.
people that, can't help for them, help themselves. So you're trying to help raise money for somebody you don't even know about, or it could be somebody that you do know. I mean, it's like y'all,
That's good too.
Al on your team. I mean, I'm sure that, I'm sure that, Al and, being at St. Jude, I mean, I'm sure that they've all benefited from the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society raising money all these years. I mean, if you had leukemia, which he did, I mean, you've benefited from that, from this race to some degree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me going when I was in the hospital and, my medications and stuff. So the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, actually helped pay for some of my medicine or pay for a portion of it. So that's why I try to help them out as much as I possibly can. And this was something I just kind of learned through the pharmacist. I really didn't, know about, what they called and said, hey, we're going to help pay for your medicine. I just heard about it through, the pharmacist at the hospital.
Right. So Amanda Lewis had a question. She said, did Race for Life used to be for non-member as well? Maybe I'm confused between ABA and NBL. I don't know the difference between either of them. So
it was mainly just ABA, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, it was through the American Bicycle Association.
Okay. And was it for non-members as well, where they could?
Well, if I remember correctly, I mean, even when you had the Race for Life, I think anybody could race.
It was open.
It was an open race that you could just, you pay your, I don't even know what it was then. I know now it's $20. It may have been 10 or 15 back in the day. And yeah, you didn't have to be a member of any of it. It was an open race. You could just go and race it.
Is that still the case? I don't think you can because of insurance and all the crud now.
Yeah. I think they had some kind of like little insurance ride, little whatever back in the day that they would allow, people to race in that for fun,
Right.
I'm almost positive they did,
Right.
There was a little insurance rider thing you could pay, a little extra for something. So,
right.
But you never know these days how all that works,
Yeah, no kidding. It'd be worth looking into though. I mean, I feel like maybe next year, we just finished this year's at Cargill, which was okay. I mean, it wasn't terrible. Like I said, usually a lot of the races that we go to, they have a very low moto count, unfortunately. And I feel like of all of the races, this should probably be one that has the highest.
Yeah.
I just feel like it should. But
I agree.
Just for moral reasons, I guess, or do the right thing reasons.
You're right. You are correct on that.
Yeah.
It should be promoted and brought, but there's so many Race for Lives. Back in the day, we didn't have that many. You had to travel to go to a Race for Life because, like you said, it was a big weekend. And so
they always
count.
Like this weekend, they paired it up with the state qualifier and the Gold Cup.
Right.
It was always a big weekend typically, but I can remember it seemed like I can remember one weekend. Now this was back years ago, but like we had a race, like a double point here Friday night. I think it probably was at Close Encounters. And then I think we went to Longview the next day for a double or something like Saturday afternoon, and then back here for another race, and then Sunday. And it was like a big deal. And I think there may have been a Race for Life that weekend as well. I mean, it was a big deal,
Right.
So
well, and I think they do put that on especially for like Shreveport area, because we don't have a huge track, and Louisiana isn't a huge racing state, right? So everybody comes in and it makes it more feasible for them to do all of that. But like Amanda said, Fridays out of town make it hard to make it.
That's correct.
If you're coming in.
I don't know. I can remember back in the day, and I could be wrong on all this, but we would always, have like an afternoon, like a noon race or morning race. Then you'd have like a Saturday Saturday
Right.
race and stuff. But Creighton said that, they won't let you, like USA BMX won't let you have two races in one day
Oh, really?
at the same track. So,
Huh.
which I don't know.
Without special permission, and there had to be a certain circumstance,
Sure.
and then they will agree to it. But yes, you are correct. That's what the rules are.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, even like say you did the race for life that morning at like 11. Well, I mean,
Right.
you'd be over by 2 or 3. I mean, then race again at 7 that night. I don't know what would. I mean, I don't know what that would hurt. I mean,
Right.
but that way you get everybody there on one big day instead of like a Friday because it's hard for people to travel. But
Right.
you want to have your big races on Saturday and Sunday. So I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no perfect science to any of this, but
Well, and maybe if they were to categorize the race for life like a gold cup, like,
yeah,
if they were to categorize it just a little bit differently, where the race for life has the same prestige as a gold cup.
Triple
sure,
points. Do
yeah,
triple
Yep.
points. Do it on a Saturday or something like that, and
hmm
you would quadruple. I guarantee you, at least quadruple the amount of people you get for the race for life.
oh, for
Yep.
sure, for
Because
sure.
you would have people coming from all other states to come to your race for life.
hmm Well, I mean, it just gives us some food for thought. I mean, to think about for
Yeah.
next year, to try to see how we can make this, bigger, and
Right.
I'm gonna try to. I may this next year maybe try to, hit Monroe or a couple other places for their race for life, and just show up to try to support that there too. So whatever we can do,
Right.
whatever we can do to help.
Well, that's very cool. And you've got us in your corner. So whatever you need, however you need it done, if you need something pushed or advertised, or if you have something going on, let us know. We'll definitely push it to anyone who follows us, which some
Yeah,
days are good and some days are bad, depending on
I
what
understand
people are
that.
up to.
Yeah, I know that all too well.
So
Good
do
day,
you
bad
have
day.
Yeah. Do you have like a need board, or so fill the gap? So if you know somebody who, let's say they need their lawn mowed, do you reach out to people and say, okay, do we have any people who are lawn care specialists who are willing to
Yeah, I
donate their
know.
Good
time?
one.
I know several people um, that have lawn businesses and stuff that I could reach out to, and they'd be glad to do it in a heartbeat. You know, I
Right.
I mean, depending on how big the yard is, I'd take mine over there and do it. I don't
I
mind.
Well,
mean, that
exactly.
that's
I
cool.
enjoy doing yard work. Believe it or not, it's
Right.
it's very I guess what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, I put on my earbuds and just get out there and just I like to
Just get it
walk.
done.
I push mow, so I don't I don't ride.
Uh,
Get a little exercise and
Hmm.
anyway.
well, I mean, you have, in church and stuff, you got a prayer list. You got,
Right.
you got your prayer chain and stuff. So, I mean, and I think that's what you're getting at, Danelle. Is there like a list or something for the needs or something that you could send out,
Yeah,
or could be
I mean,
broadcasted?
I don't have a list of I mean, a lot of times, for instance, there was a family a couple years ago. It was at Christmas time, and they didn't have a tree. We just by chance were bringing some stuff over to them and found out they didn't have a tree or a wreath for the door and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, no family should not go without a tree. So I, reached out to some friends. And so I said, hey, anybody got an old tree they want to get rid of and some old decorations? And so we went over there, me and Cindy went over there to their house and put the tree up with the wreath on the door. And, that
Oh,
way they could have a tree for Christmas.
That's awesome.
right.
I ended up
That
bringing them.
is
It was awesome
awesome.
for the people donating it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I mean, whenever people, are very gracious, when it comes to a lot of things like that. I mean, I can't, somebody asked me if I needed them this last year, and I didn't. I still had some left over, some decoration stuff. So, yeah, this next year we can find a needy family. Don't necessarily have to be cancer patients, but I mean, if they're a needy family that needs a tree or some decorations, or really just whatever people need. I mean,
Whatever people need.
yeah,
Yep.
whatever. you know.
Well, if you see someone who's in need or they want something, you let me know.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't mean I can definitely do it, but we can push for it, whether
Oh,
it is
yeah.
someone to talk to, lawn work,
Yeah.
cooking, or maybe they need financial assistance so we can raise some money for them.
Yeah.
So how do people, if people want to donate or contribute, how do you suggest they do that?
They can just go to the giveallproject.com, and
Okay.
there's a it'll take you to it, and you say you donate donations or whatever. We do still have a few shirts and hats on the website that we sell.
Okay.
I've got to redo a lot of that stuff. I don't know. Probably need to update it with some more pictures and well, from the race and all that kind of stuff. So I haven't had a chance to do that yet. But yeah, well, I try to update it as much as I possibly can. So
Right. Exactly. And we talked a little bit about that this weekend, how hard it is to keep up with that kind of stuff when
yeah,
you're trying to work and in
yeah.
your case stay healthy and all of this stuff. Look, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, anybody that wants to, donate or anything, they can just go on the website, or they can just contact, it's Brian at giveallproject.com. So
Okay.
yeah, they can
Perfect.
contact us anyway. We'll do whatever we can.
I
So,
love it. I love it. Well, I am so thankful that you were here today. And
yeah,
I'm so excited about what you are doing. I know.
thank you.
Yep.
No, I mean,
Yep.
I'm glad y'all had me on. I enjoyed it.
Right, for
The
sure.
blessing.
It is for sure. And Dan, I feel like you had another question. We had talked about something. You were going to ask him something. Do you remember what that was? No. We were talking about it. We were
We
talking
were
about it
talking
at one
about
point.
it before he come on.
Yeah, we might have covered it, whatever it might have been
Um,
already.
Whatever it is, you can always text me or call me and ask me, and I'll tell you.
Right.
Right, for sure.
We know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh,
Well, I
well, now
do
my
think
head's going. What was the question?
I do have, like, I want to show this photo too that you posted. That
With Big
is
Al.
Big Al. Yep, that
Mhm.
is Big Al. He is on our team. He is one of the cancer survivors that you were talking about quite a bit on the show. So I
Yeah.
just kind of wanted to show everybody that. And you may have seen Dan, of course, Dan and Brian here just chilling from this weekend.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
We had so much fun for sure. Definitely
Oh,
had a blast.
oh, yeah.
Um,
It's always a good time to be out there. Just brings back good memories from racing, and be able to see some, people that grew up with, and it's just fun. It's a good
right. I'd
time.
like to see you at the track more. We come out there quite a bit.
Well, just let me know when y'all are going to be here, and I'll make sure I come out there.
There you go. There you go. I love it.
And if Dan's
I
going to race,
love it.
I'll bring the cruiser out there and race.
Come
There,
on.
there you go. I love it. And you do the rides that Creighton has on
Yeah,
Thursdays too?
yeah.
You do those too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's
Try
what
to,
I thought.
I try to every Thursday. I mean, a lot of times sometimes I can't make it, and there's been like, God, a few weeks ago I was out there and I was, had everything to race, and I'd gone by seventh tap to pick up a gift card and stuff from them. But anyway, and I got to talking to, and it never fails. When you're there, you sitting there and you're talking, you meet somebody, and then they're asking me about the Give All Project, and I get to telling them all about that, and they're asking all these questions, and I just like talking to you guys, and anyway, so I ended up missing the whole ride. Sitting there talking deep conversation with these people about cancer and all this kind of stuff. So anyway,
Right.
There's always another ride. They needed that conversation from you right then. So
yeah, no, and I enjoy it. I mean, the ride, they have them every Thursday. One, here and there ain't gonna hurt nothing.
right.
So
Right. Exactly. I love it. Love it. Love it. Well,
yeah.
we do have what we call our gate drop giveaway for every episode that we have. And today's sponsor is the Carbone Cartel. Dan wasn't here to put this together, so I had to do it myself,
We'll
and I'm
see.
not very good at
Uh,
just so you know, but we have what they call real men shirts, the Carbone Cartel.
Nice.
It is a very oversized tank top in there. And then I think, what else did I put in here? Oh, we have our free up storage koozie. We have a Going Rogue coaster,
or
magnet,
magnet. There you go.
magnet. We have some stickers, some post-it notes. There's a pen in here, more stickers.
Where's
Oh,
Taco
and
Rita
then-
sticker?
It's in here. It's in here. And then I
Okay.
also have the Going Rogue new pair of socks that we've got. So those are in there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I need
Isn't it?
to-
I don't even have a pair.
I need to send y'all some give all project stickers.
Yes, for sure. We would love it. We would love it. We'll put it out in the packs
Put them
and
in the pack.
for sure. We give a lot of stuff away at tracks. Like this past weekend, we gave away sunglasses. We tried a lot of times it's suckers. Those kids, I tell you what, they show up for suckers every single time we have them, but we didn't do it this time.
Of course,
So
sugar.
does old school.
Right? Old school's happy when we have suckers.
Mhm.
Yeah, we definitely could use some swag. We're actually getting kind of low, so I need to reach out to some of our sponsors and
Yeah,
get some more
I've
swag.
got some. I've got. Well, I mean, don't want them right now, but I mean, I've got some hoodies. I donate.
Ooh,
That's a
Ooh.
big giveaway there.
that's a big gift. That's a special giveaway. We'll have to figure out how to use that in a good way.
There you go.
There we go. We'll figure something out. We
We
always
got them
do,
on
right?
sale for $24.95 right now. It's got to make money for the project.
Right. Exactly. So with this, we have our gate drop giveaway. We are going to scroll until Brian tells us to stop. So if anybody's in the comments, they really need to hurry up and finish commenting because we are about to do this. When we have our guests on, you know that we try not to make it too interactive. It's just very much we're just going to whip through it and get it done because this is about them. This is about the Give All project. And notice I said give all, not give all.
Nice.
Yeah, I kind of, I was thinking, well, if he's giving it all, he's still alive, but he gave it his all, but he's not here. So, I mean, I'm like, that should have, I just smacked myself with the glasses. That should have just, it's one of them blonde moments. Well, gray moment. We'll call it a gray moment now.
There you go.
What I think is funny about all this, and I'm laughing at myself, and this is my crazy, like, this is where I'm always positive because I have been trying to tag the Gave All project, and I'm like, it won't let me tag them. I don't know what they're doing wrong with their social media. I have no idea. It would never let me tag them. So I just, while we've been sitting here, I went back to see if I could tag. It's because I was not putting it in right.
Because I'm the one that told you that it was Gave All. Because that's what I always thought it was.
I would have.
And he tells me give all the time, and I just keep saying gave.
Yeah.
He's giving, I'm giving.
We are going to get it right moving
All
forward
right.
forever.
Let's go with comments.
All right, here we go.
We're going to let Brian say stop.
We're going to go till Brian says stop. We are going 1, 2, 3. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Ooh. Amanda Lewis with the comment of, it's very hot. LOL.
Amanda won again.
Very nice.
Amanda won again. She's the winner. She's got a super cool t-shirt, pair of Going Rogue socks, and all kinds of good stuff. Definitely want to thank you, Brian, for joining us today.
Yeah.
And
I enjoyed it. Thank y'all for having me.
No, we thank for your testimony and everything, and coming on and teaching well, not teaching, but you know what I'm saying. Educate. There you go.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll do it again soon.
yes,
Hopefully.
for sure. For sure. And definitely we're going to figure out how to collaborate a little bit and try to
Okay.
really
Yep.
help you build this as much as we can help.
I
For
appreciate
sure.
that. That's awesome. I appreciate it.
Yes. We'll have to get together. We'll have to get
Yep.
together, do dinner or something like that. We're not too far away, so we can figure
Absolutely.
something out.
Yep.
Right.
Spend some time with your beautiful wife, put my arms around her and tell her how strong I think she is. She is
I
amazing.
will. She's probably watching.
She is. She's all up in the comments. She's all up in the comments. Yes, she is.
Well, good.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people. We've had a lot of really great comments. A lot of people saying things like, well, Holly says she needs to send us more swag. A lot of people are commenting in and saying they agree about the Race for Life stuff.
Good.
You know, a lot of people are saying, giving ideas on how to, you know, change that.
I appreciate it. Like always, yeah. What everybody wants, you know. Let me know.
Beer Budget said, you need to include the kids more. Mini AMs are huge and kids love it. It's a big motivation builder for the youth, but a lot of TOs don't include or welcome it. So, kind of the same concept. Get the kids involved, right?
That's right. That's what, that's what I really, was, kind of trying to do this year, was trying to get them more involved. And, it could have been me just kind of a little bit late to the game. I don't know. I mean, but, we'll definitely try to get them more involved this next year for sure.
I think we could, even if, I think we could, between the Twin City, I think even like the DeSoto track, I think we could kind of get them on board. I think Cargill, we could probably come up. And it'd be awesome if we could get it further. We have an awesome support system here with our podcast, with other podcasts like Northwest Arkansas podcast, which you probably saw Arthur. He was, what was his name?
The Undertaker.
Tell me what his, the Undertaker for the Side Hacks. He has the Northwest Arkansas podcast.
Okay,
Beer Budget, we all things BMX, they are some really great supporters. We have a great relationship with them, and they're all across the area, so or the state.
They've been on for years, over 6 years for each one of them, so they know,
right?
They get out to a lot of people.
Good.
Yes. They probably have a better following than we do, so they
they got a way better following.
Yeah, they could probably reach more people, and I think we could kind of figure something else out. So
we'll make it work.
Old School's chiming in. Dan, he said he saw we were at Cabot, thought he would have seen us at Cowtown. Scott, I'm hoping and praying, my Facebook friend, that you are going to be in Houston this weekend, because we are going to be in Houston this weekend. Yeah, for sure. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at. We'll work together. We'll figure something out. Either way, we greatly appreciate you coming on and educating and letting people know and talking about what you went through. I know you probably get tired of it. It's probably weighs on you a little bit, but we appreciate it.
I'll never get tired of telling it. I love to tell it, share it, and try to inspire other people. So I love it. So thank y'all for having me on.
That's awesome, Brian. Well, thank you again. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
For sure. And everyone check out the Give All Project.
Give All.
Give All Project. Is it giveallproject.com? Is that what the website is?
Yes.
Yep. Giveallproject.com. Donate, buy some stuff. If you want to do something off the radar or don't know how to do it, please contact us. We will put you in touch with Brian and he can help you out. Whether you are a business that might be able to offer a service, or if you have a financial, donation from afar, let us know. We can help.
Absolutely.
All right.
I appreciate
Thanks again. Yep. Yep. If you don't mind, Brian, if you would just kind of don't hang up right away, don't end it right away. We're going to go ahead and sign off.
Okay.
But just kind of hang out for a little bit. Shout out to our sponsors one last time. Dan, you want to go ahead and do that?
Yeah, let's go with Carbone Cartel.
Carbone Cartel, our swag, our gate drop giveaway with the carbon, all things carbon, right? All things carbon.
Yeah. Sure, that's what you want to call it. Anyway, 15%.
Yep, using
Rogue
code
15.
Rogue 15. Yep.
Free up storage, 15% off any move in. Use code BMX 15. We've got Evil Alloy BMX products with 10% off of $50 or more. Rogue 10 is your coupon code. And if you do $150 or more, you get free shipping. Thank you to Amy Grips, who is sponsors our team and our podcast. We have 8 Degree Pedals, who has been with us since day one. Use promo code Rogue10 for 10% off. And the only flat floating pedal in the world right now.
You
Go ahead.
boom. That's all I was gonna say. He's got it. Boom.
Did I get all of them?
I believe so, yeah.
All right. Wow.
All right. Yay. All right. Thanks, y'all, for joining us. Have a great night. Until next week, keep in mind July 20th, we have Billy Bad Boy Russell as our guest. Vet Pro, super, super cool guy. We got to spend some time with him up at somewhere, Sherman, up in Sherman at the Bike Fest up there.
Yep.
So super excited to have that one. Tune in for that one, y'all. And don't forget, giveallproject.com.
That's right.
Thank you.
All right. Y'all have a great night.
Yeah. Y'all too.
Thank you, Brian.
All right. Thank y'all.
Bye.